Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Looks like we're getting some progress on the debt limit deal. Democratic Representative Boyle, enough Democrats will support the debt limit deal. So there you go, guys. We got some progress. A lot of people have been saying, could this be a buy the rumor, sell the news situation? It's still possible. One thing we want to note that we gapped up. We gapped up today, and instead of a gap and go, we got a gap and crap. But we did gap up. You know. So, is it enough? This little gap up, is this a sign of reversal? Is it enough to finally reverse? You know, because speaking of gaps, we filled that gap all the way back in August 19th. Is it enough, guys? Finally filled the gap. Is it enough to push the market back down? As I always say, we need confirmation. Whether to be bullish or bearish, we need confirmation from the price action, okay? So once again, the SPY managed to close just a few cents above that 420 level. A pathetic close above 420. Still a close above 420. I need to acknowledge that. We did close the gap at 422-ish. All right. You know, and as far as trading today, you know, I wrote here, this is a little meme or a picture about level to level trading compared to home runs. I really like this picture. But, you know, I wrote here 422 is first support as long as above. 423.5 and 425 were the next targets. Below 422, I had 420 and 418.2 in play. Now, you guys know I always play level to level style. And the first candle, 9:30 candle, we broke down that 422 level and it triggered a nice move down to the 420 level. One level to level move before we started chopping. You know, gave us a nice meltdown to the, you know, as low as 418.7 before it bounced. But as far as what I traded, you know, I traded the breakdown of 422, got out around the 420 level. Now, don't sleep on level to level move, guys. I trade in the money contracts 3 to 5 days out. Delta on those type of contracts, like usually in a range of 45 to 55 cents. So a $2 move like that, that's $200 per contract. Okay? This is why I love level to level move. We don't need to trade home runs. Level to level style, no greed. Leave runners, okay? When you leave runners, you want to set your stop loss at break even in case the market bless you with an even bigger move, okay? Stuff like that, you know, just following the price action one level at a time, you know, trying to simplify the process, you know, especially when it chopped, okay? Today, the market chopped, it consolidated, it gapped up, and it came in the form of, you know, a falling wedge. Falling wedge is usually a bullish pattern, okay? So, you know, to be bullish, to be bearish, like I always say, we need the price action to tell us what to do. And in today's video, like I usually do, I want to identify setups, trade ideas, key levels of support and resistance so that we know how to communicate with the price action, all right? So I'm going to zoom out here. You guys can see all those purple lines. I have Fibonacci levels from the March 2020 low to all-time high. You can see the October 2022 low was around that. Remember the golden zone? I mentioned the golden zone to you guys. 50% fib level to the 61.8 fib level. That's around where the October low was. We bounced there. And recently, we cleared that 23.6 fib level at 418.2. So that's a critical level that I like to talk to you guys about, okay? So we cleared that last Friday, all right? Last Friday, between Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we rallied a little over $10. Managed to close above that 418.2 level once again, and a weak breakout above 420 as well. Now, guys, I want to mention to you, when do we want to get bearish? When we lose critical support levels, when we get critical, you know, like false breakout setups. All right, so we got two closes above that 418.2 level. All right, if you want to get bearish, that's the level that you want to see break down. You can break down 420, but as you saw today, we could get like some washes below, some decent scalp move, but nothing real serious. But for a real serious move, for a real serious bearish move, you want to see the breakdown of 418.2. That's a critical Fibonacci level. All right. That will put us in a false breakout setup. And I have 417.5, 416 in play. But based on this pink trend line, I have 415 as the support. All right. Below 415, breakdown of the support level would definitely be bearish. Okay. It can't break down just one day and then, oh, time to get bearish. All right. We can short it if it breaks down, but you have to have a stop loss because one close below support level is not enough. We need follow through. Back on last Wednesday, we had a breakdown. But then the next day we recaptured it, giving us a false breakdown setup, which is bullish, triggering this nice move to the upside. Okay, so if you want to get bearish, guys, 418.2 and 415, especially 414, are three critical support levels that you want to see fail. All right, we could base some more, but as long as above 418.2, I would favor that the basing would benefit the bulls. All right, building strength for the next move up. All right, so that's what I'm thinking. So I would be looking to long above 420.2 and 422. All right, if we cleared those levels intraday, that's what I would do. Long the breakouts of these resistant levels. Now if we gap up above 420.7 tomorrow, that would be a pretty bullish gap up, but it would still need to clear 422. All right, if we gap above 422, that would be a pretty bullish gap up as well. We want to see 422 tested as support, find buying pressure, and clear more resistant levels at 423.5, 425, 427, and up to 429.5-ish. Okay, so we got a bull case scenario and a bear case scenario. Below 418.2 is when the bear case starts because it's a breakdown of a critical Fibonacci level. And below 414 and 415 zone, it would be bearish as well because we're breaking down this structure right here. All right. Above 418.2, we could base above it. But as long as above it, look for the breakout of 420. Well, we closed above 420 today. But we definitely need to clear 422 if we want more upside. All right. So we'll see if this gap fill is enough for bears. It would still need a breakdown support level to trigger more downside. Okay, guys? Play it level to level and leave runners. Don't sleep on level to level. You're getting in the money contracts. The delta is like 45 to 55 cents, like I said. A $1 move could get you $45 to $55 per contract. You get 10 contracts, that's a lot more. $450, $500 or so. All right? You still got to manage your risk. Okay? If you're day trading in the money contract, probably be a little more risky for you. If you get it a little out the money, the delta will be a little lower. So if you end up in a losing position, you're likely to lose less. So manage those risks and figure out what works for you. As for Uncle Charters, I get in the money contracts 3 to 5 days out. If it's not in the money, it's out the money. At the money. All right? Now, Triple Q here. We managed to close above that 61.8 fib level, which was at 349.71. Remember, one close above a critical level is not enough. Could also be setting us up for a false breakout setup, but we need confirmation. So if you are bearish, you want to see Triple Q break back below 349.7. That would be your first sign to be bearish. And if it breaks below 348, 348.5 support zone, look to short with 345, 343, 341, 339, and 336 in play. Play it level to level, but we need the right setup. We need it to break back below 349.7 and break down 348. If it manages to stay above 349.7, then the breakout holds. All right, 351.5 and 354 are next resistant level. If that clears, 356.5, and there's a gap fill all the way up to 361-ish. This is back in April 5th of last year. Okay, there's a gap up there. Okay, so above 349.7 is bullish. Below 349.7 and breakdown of 348 is bearish. That's my trade ideas for you guys. All right, let's keep it simple. Anything other than those setups, we're most likely going to chop. And if we chop, that actually favors the bulls. All right, keep that in mind. That favors the bulls. So bears, you guys want to see a reversal here. Breakdown of support to trigger more downside. IWM cleared 175 last week. Today treated 175 as support. Not exactly bearish, but not exactly bullish either, because, you know, it's not a strong bounce. So we need to clear 177.5. All right, we filled the gap there, and that is once again resistant to trigger more upside. We need that 177.5 level to clear to put 180 and 181.8 in play. Below 175, bulls are less likely to get lucky with a recapture. 175 fails again, we are more likely to go to 172, 170, and 167.4. Tesla managed to close above the 200 daily moving average, but seeing this gap and this type of candle, this, you know, doji or indecisive candle like this, it makes me a little nervous, because that's, you know, usually a sign of a reversal. But if that's the case, it has to come with a gap down, usually with a gap down and breakdown of support, especially 195 to trigger more downside. Okay, overall, that 200 daily moving average was at 199.7. It was cleared. Below it tomorrow, that's bearish. If we gap down and break down 195, that's bearish, with 190.3, 187, and 184.5 in play. Okay, if it manages to stay above the 200 and clear 204.5 resistant, we could go see 207, 210, 211.5, and possibly 217. Okay, Apple, we gapped up. Now we got like this shooting star type of candle here. Makes me a little nervous, but watch that 176.3 support with 174.5, and this multi-month trend line is now at 172.7. All right, overall still bullish above 172.7, but breakdown of support could be a sign of a pullback and test of that support level again. Okay, so below 176.3, 174.5 look to short, with 172.7 in play. Below 172.7, swing shorts, breakdown of support, we're likely seeing more downside, 170.3 and 166 in play. Okay, DXY, it's still struggling to stay above that 23.6 fib level at 104.1. You know, we got a couple closes below it, trying to give us that false breakout setup, but I need to see 103.4 fail to trigger more downside. Okay, if you're bullish, it needs to be above 104.1. That's a start, and clear this high today at 104.5 to trigger more upside with 106.1 in play. Okay, here is the VIX. Yeah, it's overall bullish, still below 18.5. Can only be bullish, for me at least, bullish above 18.5, 19, and 20 to put upside targets in play, 21.3 and 23. As of right now, overall it's looking bearish. All right, now here's the dark pool. We had 1.2 billion in premium at that 420 level. Gotta combine this data with the price action. Obviously below 420 would be bearish, but we need it to get below 418.2 to trigger more downside. All right, for all we know, this could be institutions accumulating, which could cause some gap ups and more upside if that's the case. Okay, now here, let's go to the option flow. Filter for 500k premiums or above. All right, 58% in the puts, 42% into calls. All right, we've seen a lot of these sweep orders. Majority are puts for June 30th. All right, seen a lot of puts for June 30th. Okay, keep in mind, you know, big money, they're not betting like for the next couple of days. You know, they put some time on their contracts. All right, but yeah, overall bearish. QQQ 82% in the puts as well. Seeing a lot of sweep orders, nothing with high volume though. IWM 89% in the calls. That's different from SPY and QQQ. The ones with big volume are block orders, so that's a sign of institutions coming in. But they are September 15th, so more medium to long-term positions for institutions. The other ones, you know, they're not high in volume. coming in for mid-June and mid-July, and they're all calls. All right, Tesla, 62% in the calls. Seen a lot of mostly calls coming in. Let's see if we can follow through. Apple, 54% in the puts. Interesting. You know, not that many contracts being traded though, but yeah, more so into calls. Most of these calls are split orders, so yeah, you know, in my opinion, 54% in the puts. Yeah, more bearish than bullish in my opinion. And here is the VIX, 53% in the puts. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider joining my Discord if you guys want more content from Uncle Charters. Other than that, hope you guys found value in this video. Follow the price action, play it level to level. Have a great evening. Peace.